Doreen Bogdan-Martin, welcome back to GZERO.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
The conversations about AI have been so relevant and so spot on, but I also feel like the stakes are getting higher. There's a growing amount of pessimism out there. Actually, Americans are twice as likely to be pessimistic than optimistic about AI. And globally, while there's more optimism in the global South, it still ranks very high in terms of concerns behind inflation, behind conflict and climate change. Mm-hmm. What do you think is fueling that?
Well, it has been a great week, and having 12,000 people here at PAL Expo from more than 170 countries, I think has enabled to have a diversity of perspectives at the table. Having the dialogue open on Monday, the UN Global Dialogue on AI Governance, and having that dialogue be informed by the independent panel on artificial intelligence helped to also put initial first preliminary evidence on the table. And I think that evidence is also linked to some of the pessimism that you referred to. As the UN Secretary-General said, the warnings around artificial intelligence are real, but at the same time, the opportunities are real. And I think what I've seen this week, yes, we hear the pessimism, but I also hear great optimism. I think we're seeing incredible solutions throughout the exhibition hall. We're hearing incredible solutions from the innovators competition, the robotics competition, the AI for Good award as well. And so I think we have to address the challenges, the risks, but we also have to spotlight what are the good things that are happening and how can we come together to make sure we can scale those good things.
I think the thing that worries people the most about AI is jobs. Mm-hmm. From your vantage point, what are you looking for as we see AI play out across the global workforce?
Well, the numbers still indicate that there should be more jobs created than jobs lost. And we're also seeing how artificial intelligence can augment people's jobs, how it can complement people's jobs. We're all using agents. I have 5 myself, which help me a lot.
I only have 2, but okay.
But I think that augmentation is really helpful. But when it comes to jobs, we really do have to address this capacity development challenge, the skilling challenge. And I think that's where, as a global community, we have to make sure that we're investing in our own education systems, but also that we're helping offer skilling programs around the globe. That's something that was also a great announcement this week on our AI Skilling Coalition. We have will.i.am as our special ambassador on that front, and we've got a whole bunch of new partners that have joined that effort, where we have hundreds and hundreds of courses that we're offering and trying to curate to make sure that all people, young people, but all people have that necessary AI skilling to be able to thrive in the AI economy.
Yeah, we're hearing more and more about lifelong learning,
right,
and people at all stages in the workforce need to learn, but there is a particular emphasis right now on youth employment and unemployment, people that are graduating and not finding entry-level jobs. How do you see education being impacted in the near future as kids come out of college and need to find work?
Yeah. Well, artificial intelligence is the most transformative technology of our times, and the impact on education is huge. And what's also quite exciting about what we saw this week is how many countries are taking this very seriously, with some countries launching AI universities. With other countries, I take Rwanda by way of example, where they have kind of mandated every teacher have AI skilling. And so they're trying to build in AI skilling from high school and even down to primary education. And so, seeing how developing countries are actually embracing the need to bring AI into schooling, I think helps in terms of future employment, but it also helps expand opportunities for education. We have our partnership with UNICEF and others to connect every school in the world to the internet. Well, I can certainly say that today AI is very much part of that effort, because it's not just about the connectivity, it's what you can do with it. And I think AI, when it comes to education and learning opportunities for small communities, rural villages, I mean, the opportunities are huge.
Globally, actually.
Yes, yeah,
And
globally.
you mentioned at
Yeah.
the start of this, the optimism, and let's pivot to that, because the truth is the optimism is there too.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, in some of the places that right now have lower adoption and diffusion rates, do you see opportunity for real leapfrogging here? How do you see that playing out, and do you see this as a chance to sort of fast track development?
Definitely. Absolutely. We had the president of Estonia, I mean, developed country example, but he spoke about the many leaps, technology leaps, that they took in Estonia, and look where they are today. That same opportunity is there for developing countries to seize, and we saw some amazing leaders from the Global South talk about how they're doing it. I take the case of Nigeria, where the minister was sharing with us how they decided that they wanted to shape their AI future by Nigerians, with Nigerians. And so they sort of did this global call to Nigerians around the planet, come help us shape our AI future. And so when it comes to their policy, their strategy, and what they're putting in place, they feel that national ownership. And I think that's a great example. We look again to the case of Rwanda, where, I mean, in so many instances, they have made a leap when it comes to technology. But I think also at the same time, we do have countries where they have mobile coverage, 4G coverage, maybe in over 90% of their population.
Correct, yeah.
But the usage isn't there. And so I think when it comes to AI, we also have to be cognizant of the usage gap. And we have to address, why are people not using the internet? Or why are people not accessing mobile broadband when they can? And if we want to think about an AI leap, we also have to address this leap as well.
Well, don't you think that that's an affordability problem? That's part of it.
Absolutely. We're part of the GSMA handset coalition on affordability. So it's an affordability of the handset. It's also the affordability of the data packages. And we have to tackle that. And so we're working with different players to do that. But I think on top of it, in some cases, it's an awareness issue. In some cases, it could be cultural, societal, and in some cases, it's linked to trust and security. With growing cybersecurity concerns, some people simply don't want to be connected.
And so you mentioned Rwanda, which is a great segue, because President Paul Kagame is a co-chair of your new AI for Good Global Commission.
Yeah.
Tell me what the goal of this commission is.
No. Well, this commission, which is anchored in the AI for Good platform, it builds on the Broadband Commission. And the Broadband Commission was created back in 2010 under the leadership of President Kagame and Carlos Slim back at the time. And the commission was set up to basically advance a leadership imperative that broadband is linked to development, and that countries had to recognize that it wasn't just about broadband as a technology, but if they wanted to advance and develop, broadband was an essential component. Fast forward, 2026, Broadband Commission was closed down at the end of last year after 15 years of some great work, I would have to say, and now we have a new commission to address AI as a global imperative for development. And how can this group of leaders come together to ensure that we do advance an AI that benefits humanity, so that we can look at the divides, we can look at the gaps, and we can look at how we can advocate and scale solutions for impact.
It seems to me that there are many dialogues happening, and there are many sort of governance bodies being assembled, but how do we move beyond sort of advice and guidance to something enforceable? Yeah,
no, I think that's right. It's time to move from principles to practice. There's a lot happening on the G7, the G20, GPI, the follow-on to Bletchley and Seoul and Paris and Delhi and next year Geneva. And I think what's important is to connect those conversations. I think the global dialogue on AI governance also helps to do that, the work of the scientific panel. And I also think this group of leaders in the AI for Good Commission can also help advance and move to action. What's unique about this commission is that it brings representatives from different sectors. And so the intention is to really bring the AI ecosystem to the table. So whether it's the London Stock Exchange, whether it's the philanthropist, the healthcare person, the government leader, to actually have a conversation that's across the sector, the mobile industry also being present, the AI companies, and look at, how can we come together to move from not just another conversation, but actually to action.
And this is also, by the way, an incredibly critical year for the United Nations.
Yes.
Not only are we in the midst of UN 80 reform, but a new Secretary-General is going to be selected. That Secretary-General is going to inherit potentially the next decade of AI development. Who knows where that's going to take us? What are you looking for in that next leader?
Well, a recognition of the importance of digital technologies in terms of the whole UN system and the importance of working together to make sure we use digital technologies to help deliver our missions and mandates. Development financing is not in abundance these days, and I think when it comes to UN reform and efficiencies, we have to use technologies to deliver better. I think the next Secretary General will have to continue to carry forward these important reforms that have been started, and technology is definitely a critical piece. And ITU has been delighted to be kind of co-leading that technology piece, as well as the other piece on expertise on demand, which seeks to leverage the incredible expertise across the whole system and bring it to the ground to the countries that need it most.
So finally, as you said at the start, this really is a celebration too of some amazing technological achievements that have the potential, if scaled, to transform health, to transform education. Walking around and seeing all these, really smart, inventive people, what has excited you the most this week? What's giving you hope?
Oof, there's so many. The violinist with the robotic arm, the happy whale story, the reading buddy, the Ramona AI. I mean, there's so many. There's so many great examples that are here, as you said, that impact, healthcare, education, agriculture, and so much more. The potential is huge. And I think that we can find a path. We got a lot of work to do there, but the first step is making sure that all the stakeholders come together. And that means the private sector has to be at the table, and the governments need to be at the table.
In this age of AI, what do you think is so inherently human that it can never be replaced?
I think it's the people. It's the people. I think we have to keep people at the center. We have to continue to physically gather, to express emotion. I think the people part is what will keep us honest.
Doreen Bogdan-Martin, thank you so much.
Thank you.